Welcome back, Sebastian here. So time for my review for the sprint for the 2024 Miami Grand Prix. So pretty chaotic race, a lot happening, a lot of penalties. We'll start with the one at the bottom actually. So Ocon was given a 10-second penalty before the race even got going, I assume on the recon, in the pit lane on the recon lap on the way to the grid. Got a collision with Leclerc. So yeah, penalties handed out before the race even got going. But Verstappen on pole, Leclerc second. Albon opted to start from the pit lane after a pretty terrible qualifying session from Williams. Most drivers were starting on the medium, but Sargent and Tsunoda opted for the soft tires. At the start, Perez got shoved wide a bit at turn 1, allowing Ricciardo to move past him and move up to P3. And then we have contact between Norris, Alonso, and Stroll at turn 1. Stroll, it looks like, cuts a bit tight in front of Alonso, and then basically that contact pushes Stroll a little bit wide and then leads to the contact between Norris and Stroll. And at the same time, Hamilton basically makes this huge lunge into turn 1. It's basically 4 cars into 1 and doesn't really go. Hard to really decisively put blame on someone here. I see a lot of people online are blaming Hamilton, and I guess that's fair as well. But yeah, at the end of the day, there was no penalties handed out for that move. But Norris and Stroll were out of the race, and Alonso had a puncture and he was dropped all the way to the back. Yeah, so then we get the safety car to recover Norris's car. Stroll, of course, was able to survive and get around to the pits. Lap 3, the safety car is in, and then on lap 5, Perez was able to overtake Ricciardo, retake that P3, and that was at turn 11. Lap 7, Sainz, next driver behind Perez at that beforehand, was trying to line up a move to pass Ricciardo, but not really able to make a move stick. Let's see, lap 8. So this is where our entertainment for this one comes in. Hamilton tries to overtake Magnussen at turn 11. Isn't able to make it stick. Lap 11, Magnussen has an absolutely crazy defense on Hamilton, basically dives down the inside after he's basically already been overtaken, and yeah, basically goes off track and then comes back around after coming back on track. And I believe he was given a 10-second penalty for that, for his first penalty of the day. Yeah, and then Hamilton was under investigation for speeding in the pit lane, so not looking great for him because those are usually pretty slam dunk penalties, and of course that would have been under the safety car. Lap 14, Hamilton and Magnussen both go off track, so this time Magnussen basically just goes super deep and Hamilton's kind of forced to go along with him, and this allows Tsunoda to get past Hamilton because both drivers had such terrible exits of that corner. Yeah, so Tsunoda gets past Hamilton, he's up to 9th place. And then at this point, Magnussen, who is still in 8th place, basically deliberately drops into 10th place to make sure that Tsunoda doesn't get DRS from him, to try to make it easier for Hamilton to get by him. So absolutely crazy stuff going on in this race. Yeah, and then lap 16, Magnussen's given a 10-second penalty for leaving the track and gaining advantage. Oh yeah, this is what started this entire sequence, was that Magnussen, I believe, like lap 7, lap 6 or so, basically goes off track, skips the chicane at turn 15, 16, or 14, 15, I believe. And yeah, and then basically just decides to start doing all these crazy defensive moves after that. Let's see, yeah. And then lap 19, Hamilton does eventually get past Tsunoda for P8 on the road. But shortly after the race finished, it was still on the broadcast, Hamilton was given a drive-through penalty for speeding in the pit lane, which, while it does sound severe, it was under the safety car and it was 10.8 kilometers over the limit. So yeah, something definitely went quite wrong there. And unfortunately, Hamilton, all that hard work in the race doesn't get a point out of it. So Verstappen takes a checkered flag. Not really a whole lot happened at the front other than Perez overtaking Ricciardo. Leclerc came home in 2nd, Perez 3rd, Ricciardo 4th. Excellent result for him. And as I'm recording this in the middle of qualifying, he'll definitely be glad he got those points earlier today. Sainz 5th, Piastri 6th, Hülkenberg 7th, good points for Haas, and then Tsunoda getting the final point in 8th. The Gasly and Sargent rounded out the top 10, Zhou 11th, Russell 12th, Albon 13th, Bottas 14th, Ocon 15th, Hamilton dropped down 16th, Alonso 17th, and then Magnussen, last classified finisher, 66 seconds off the lead because of all his penalties. And apparently he still had to go to the stewards after that, because apparently he admitted to doing that all deliberately in his post-race interview, which is probably not the smartest decision. Verstappen, Mexico 2019, I'm looking at you. Yeah, so we'll see if anything else comes out of that. Your two DNFs were Stroll and Norris. Now, this does have a couple implications for Drivers' Championship, even though that will change again after tomorrow. Verstappen leads with 118 points. Perez second, 91. Leclerc third, 83. Sainz fourth, 73. Norris fifth, 58. Piastri sixth, 41. Russell in 7th with 33. 2 points now clear of Alonso in 8th with 31. Hamilton 9th on 19, Stroll 10th on 9, and then 11th is Tsunoda on 8 points, only 1 point behind Stroll. Behrman is still 12th with 6 points, and then 13th is Hulkenberg with 6, and then Ricciardo, first point of the season, gets on the board with 5 points today from the sprint, so really good job there. 15th, Magnussen, last guy with a point, and then you have Albon, Ocon, Zhou, Gasly, Bottas, and Sargent all on no points. Of course, for Sargent sitting dead last on no points, there's been quite a few rumors the last 24 hours, I would say, that this could be his last race in F1, and that he could be replaced with Antonelli from Imola onwards. Of course, Antonelli's still 17, but apparently the FIA basically said that they received a request to basically grant Antonelli an early super license. He will be turning 18 in August. So yeah, definitely interesting times in the paddock. Of what's been a very, very interesting season off track, not so much on track, but yeah, that's definitely something that's kind of cropped up in the last kind of day or so. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and I'll be back with a review of qualifying in about half an hour's time. Goodbye.